Hey everybody, KC here. So I was reading a story in Axios the other day about an interesting business. It's called Returnable. And their business proposition is that you can turn the business of returns into a subscription business. And here's how it works. First of all, start from a simple premise. Over the holidays, Americans spent something like $200 billion or more online, and roughly a third of that, close to 30%, will be returned. So you got a lot of stuff that's got to go through the system to be returned. And listen, dealing with all that stuff, that's a headache for consumers, customers, as well as for retailers. So Returnable is tapping into a problem where, let's face it, there's a lot of friction. So basically the idea is, let's suppose you've bought a t-shirt, right? And you want to return it. The idea is you would text Returnable the receipt from the purchase and other purchase information. And then what you would do is you'd take the shirt and you would just drop it in to a returnable box. And they're putting these boxes in things like apartment lobbies in New York City. You don't have to package it up. And then what they do is they process it. They take it through the process. In certain cases, if it's easy, they'll actually physically return it to the store if the store takes the returns that way. And when it's over, you get a refund. Now, here's a couple of interesting wrinkles to it. First of all, you have to pay $8 a month for a subscription to this. So this is going to test out the proposition of whether or not people are willing to pay for a service like this. The other interesting thing is, in addition to paying that $8 a month, you also still have to pay for returns if the company you're returning it to charges for return shipping, right? They'll deduct those costs from whatever refund you're getting from the retailer. And so, listen, they're trying to figure out how to take friction, but they're acknowledging the fact that there are costs involved. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work, but it's interesting. One of the things that, we've discovered buying things from Amazon is they have a system now where if you want to return stuff, you get basically a QR code from Amazon that you're returning it. You take the thing that you bought, you bring it down to Whole Foods if there's one near you, or Kohl's or companies like that. And if they have an Amazon setup, and you drop it off, they scan the code. You don't have to mail it. You don't have to package it. You don't have to put it in a bag, nothing. Just bring it down. They take care of it. And you instantly get the refund. The fact of the matter is, the more people buy online, the more there's going to be friction in the act of returning items that you don't want anymore. And if a company like Returnable can figure out how to eliminate the friction, and people are willing to spend what it's cost, and Returnable can make a buck in the process, it will be interesting. I think there's a lot of ifs in there. We don't know how this is going to play out, but anything is possible. And I've stopped being surprised by the kinds of things that people are willing to pay for if it makes their lives easier. And I think sometimes retailers underestimate what people are willing to pay for if you actually provide a service that's relevant to their lives, resonant to their lives, and removes friction in places in their lives where it's just slowing things down and making life difficult. We'll see. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.